That's the Super Bowl of drag racing.
Welcome, race fans.
had the blinker on. And I had the blinker on.
usually tells you every time, hey, we got a new system update. So if you never went online, you have to plan.
It's like
Then
you
you try to make
never went online, you've never hit. First you want to see the morning wrong, the next Call of Duty.
Got it rocking.
Not gonna say that we got it rocking.
Are we gonna get home?
We troubleshooted a little bit. We'll get home. Whether it's on a tow truck or in the car. We'll get home one way.
Dave, thank you, Dave, for having live feed.
Yeah.
John and I, this was our first time ever announcing.
Right.
So
We do have I have a face for radio. I don't know how my voice sounds out there, but hopefully everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
Definitely was out of my comfort zone. But by the end of today, I feel like we're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Just shooting from the hip.
Yeah, it was good. Again, big thank you to 616 Racing.
Yep.
For coming out and doing a live feed. Dave and Caden did a fantastic job. Carl Stansel for putting the event on. Fortunately, we had a little crash there, and everybody's okay, but you never want to see that.
Man, that was quite the crash too.
Yeah, it was. And with all the water on the track, nobody felt safe going down the track. Of any level of horsepower, and we're just fortunate that we got the whole race in as far as the drop, and as far as the quick 8 goes, it was kind of a little bonus adder, but nobody wants to go down there, nobody wants to crash, and right now it just felt the racers said it was going to be unsafe and they didn't feel comfortable going, so we said this we're going to go with their gut. I mean, those guys know what it's like to drive down there, and if you're going 140, 150 miles an hour or faster, some of these cars go 170, 180, 190.
Yeah, Steve Morris's pass was 170 miles per hour.
Yeah.
What we did as a crew is we got together and we said, okay, how do we handle this situation? And we decided that we needed to leave it up to the racers. At the end of the day, they're the ones taking the risk, putting their hot rods down through there. And it was decided amongst all the quick 8 guys that, hey, we don't really feel comfortable making that pass down through there with water seeping through the track. So at that point, we called the event.
Right. And I think everybody in this group has proved that their race car can street.
Yeah,
And,
it's definitely been cool.
yeah.
I can't wait. I hope we do this again next year.
Yeah, I think that it's on the books, maybe not on the books, but it's definitely in planning and looking
sure
at what
hope
the
so.
concept is for next year.
been
Shout
a
out to
great
Carl
event.
Stansel and Julia.
His
and
whole family.
everybody. His whole family. Everybody was on the crew
here.
That whole family yesterday, I'm telling you what, they are the best. I followed them in a convoy yesterday because I don't know if you know, but Carl Sr. broke down yesterday. He had some TPI sensors, and I was behind him, and I could hear him losing power. So we kind of got him off to the side of the road, and I threw my emergency lights on the roof and got him kind of off the side of the road, and then we got gauged, and Gage stopped, and we got Gary in there, and then Gary started messing around with that Holly Sniper, and we found out that Carl's still on the 1.1 version of that thing from like 2 years ago.
I need a little firmware update.
So it didn't have any updates. So they were trying to explain to him, and it was kind of funny because they were like explaining to Carl, how he is being old, It's at the end of your video game. When you're playing Tour of Duty, Call of Duty, and you can't play anymore and you have to update? So we're updating your truck on Call of Duty. He was like, oh, okay, I understand. So it was kind of funny how they they had to.
All of them have been an awesome family to race with and see them. I mean, a deep-rooted drag racing family. I mean, they've all done drag week. They've all done the drag and drive stuff and just regular racing.
Yeah, it's been a blast. It's been a great time with these guys.
Yeah, Carl put forth a lot of effort to make sure that all the checkpoints were scenic and accessible to all the race cars. He really picked a lot of really good checkpoints. I was able to hit a few of them and chat with the guys, and everybody said that they really loved the routes that Carl selected. Scenic routes, back roads.
Motorsports Park bridge. I mean,
the covered bridge went over really well.
Yeah, you cannot get a bad picture there.
Yeah,
I seen some real cool
late
ones out of there.
But,
I seen some cool pictures. Steve Morris had a really cool picture coming out of there. So I've seen that was a neat spot to go.
But yeah, I'm sure as this event grows, there's gonna be some great stops along the way.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I mean, we had 55 cars this year.
Yeah,
right.
And we only lost a few, so I mean,
these guys
Sick Week
that were
only
in
grew
this-
bigger and bigger. So hopefully this does too.
The guys that were in this were really, really prepared. I got to give a shout out to everybody that was on this thing, and making it this far with with the cars. I mean, some of them aren't super fast. I mean, there's a Fiat in here. I mean, he even did a great job, and the drag and drive stuff it can't be for everybody. The dial your own class. We had one car here. I mean, literally running like 14s and the 8.
Yeah, the 6-cylinder.
The
Dodge. The old Dodge. Yeah.
So yeah, Trevor Slosser on a HubSpot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be the fastest car. You can
No.
just come out here and have fun.
One
You run
thing,
up against your
one
time
thing
anyway.
that him and I both learned is like whose car was what. By the time we read that list of 50, like car 40, I mean, I think we have that one memorized.
Yeah.
Turn and burn
AJ was a
AJ
turn and burn Camaro.
Yeah.
So,
Then you
good
had
job on that, guys. Good
and then you
job.
had Pat and Tim Katerius.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I kept saying, I think this is their like 146th race this weekend.
Yeah, that's all. You know what? I said this in the announcement though, but when you get into this event and something like this, I mean, you don't get that many passes at a testing tune. I mean, I think some of these guys got 30, 40 passes. So if you haven't figured it out in 30, 40 passes, man.
Yeah, Dan Mason said this is the first pass out with that LS truck this year. So
wow.
he said he just got that thing together. And so then last night I was kind of stalking his Facebook a little bit, and I seen about a week ago, that thing tore to shreds.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is the first time he's had it out.
I think that's indicative of drag and drive. You know, you got to put it together yesterday and race it today. That's